Today we're going to be talking with Mr. Mathias Tsado, father of three, an engineer by profession, and we will be looking at the reason why he's looking at leading Nigeria, which is known as or seen, perceived as one of the most complicated part of the world to actually govern. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Right, okay, so why politics, Mr. Mathias?
Not politics, actually. Why nation building? Basically, that's the question. Because as it is at the moment, it's clear to the entire world. Like you said in your introduction, Nigeria has been seen as one of the most complicated nations in the world. But unfortunately, that's not really true. Nigeria has become a nation that has become a case study in schools outside the world, outside the country, and people are making references to the fact that despite the fact we have tremendous human resources and natural resources, we've not been able to bring this together and be able to create for our people the kind of work that they deserve. So for me, this is not politics. This is one who wants to fulfill purpose, who feels that there's a calling push aside the negative things about Nigeria and focus on building a nation that the generations coming will be able to benefit from. So, not politics, but nation building.
You are an engineer by profession. Why politics?
Okay, the reason why I'm here is because things are not working in Nigeria. This is known to everyone. The entire streets of this country is littered with all manner of negative stories. And for us, I think it's time for people who have vision, who have something to offer the society to step up. The words of one of the greatest men that lived in the world said, evil triumphs when good men do nothing. The reason why we're here today is simple, because people who are supposed to be given the responsibility of leading the country have converted leadership to business, private venture. People put their resources into it and they expect return on investment. So for me, I'm not tired of engineering. I'm not tired of staying in my house. I'm not tired of living a quiet life, but I'm tired and frustrated with what I see on the streets of the country. I'm tired of the number of young people we have in Nigeria that are unemployed. I'm tired because we have about 87 million of our people that are in poverty, that are living below $1 a day. I'm tired because on the streets of Benue, people are being killed every blessed day. I'm tired because the Niger Delta is in a complete mess. I'm tired because virtually everything in Nigeria is on downward trend, and this cannot be allowed to continue. So really, these are the things I'm tired of, and I'm bringing on board an engineering solution to the problems of the country. Because one of the things that I've seen as the people complain about in the country is the fact that Nigeria problem seems to have defied all sorts of solutions, but that's not true. In engineering, one of the things that you must understand first of all is the statement of your problem. You should understand what the problems are. Get the details of every single thing that you have as a problem. One of the biggest problems you have in the country today is that you don't have information about who and who is in your nation. You don't have data, so how do you plan? If you don't have information about the citizens, the people that live in your country, how do you plan for them? And this is where we want to start from. These are the solutions we're bringing on board. So really, the excitement is more about being able to provide solutions to things that have defied solutions that others have offered, and we have put our solutions that we've run a test on the solution models we are bringing on board, and we know that they will work for Nigeria. So why shouldn't we come up?
You'd agree with me that to run a country like Nigeria, you do need personal funding to be able to campaign, run your own campaign, support your party. How do you intend to do this? You're young, vibrant. Have you got the funding to actually do this?
Yeah, well, I think what we've seen over the years is that we've seen politics being run the negative way. We've seen politics becoming something like a business, and so for that reason, a lot of people run it as an investment. They put their resources into it, and then at the end of the day, when they are taking of doing profit taking, you cannot hold them, you cannot ask them questions because this is their investment. But what we are trying to do is to bring another side to it. Let the entire country understand that the responsibility of building a nation lies on the shoulders of every single person. So for that reason, we're saying let every single person become a stakeholder. How do you become a stakeholder? You invest in the process. When you have a company, for instance, who put up what you call initial public offer, you work there and you should go there to buy your shares. So at the end of the year, when they are sharing or they're doing profit taking or they're sharing their profits, you get your benefit from it. So the same thing it will be for Nigerians that are tired and frustrated with the system and want to government and work for fun. They must be willing to invest their resources in what we're trying to do. So we're trying to bring Nigerians and give to them an option, like what you're doing, and telling the entire world that yes, we have people that have solutions to the problems of the country. And all that the Nigerian people need to do is to rally around these guys, see how we can all push these young people that have vibrant ideas on how to relate with the rest of the world, that have an idea how to create businesses, that have an idea how to create employment, that have an idea how to solve electricity problem, that have an idea how to solve infrastructure problems. If we can queue behind all these young person, then you can be sure that your investment today will yield a better nation tomorrow. This is what is done everywhere. Other developed nations, people raise funds for them to run for political offices. If I would have to have the money to run for elections in Nigeria, then you'll be sure that if I become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I have to do stock taking, I have to do profit taking, I have to take the money that I've invested and I have to take it first of all. But if Nigerians put their resources behind me and make me the president, I think the people that will benefit.
So have you got this support? Have you got these Nigerians behind you at the moment that are willing to invest in your ambition?
We have a number of Nigerians who have seen what we're doing and they put their little resources behind what we're doing so far. It's not been widely, but the little we have so far is what has pushed us to where we are today. I wouldn't have been able to push myself with the resources that I have to where we are today. But because of people, Nigerians who are saying, okay, I'm giving you my 500 naira, I'm giving you my 1,000 naira, I'm giving you my 100 naira. That's what has taken us where we're at. So so far so good. It's been quite interesting. We've had a good number of them respond positively, and we believe that if we are also able to reach more people, if we're able to reach out to more Nigerians using every means available, we will be able to get a lot more people, not just Nigerians, but even outside the country. Even Nigerians living in the diaspora will be able to put their resources. You will put your resources behind what we're doing and say, you know what, I believe in this young man, I believe he has something to offer the country, and then I'll put my money on him. So really, we have good turnout so far.
Okay. I was reading through your manifesto.
Okay.
And you mentioned on there, it's stated on there, that Nigeria needs to move away from running the country on crude oil or dependent on crude oil. So assuming you're in office, or assuming you get to that position you're vying for, how do you intend to run the country, understanding the fact that in the recent years, Nigeria has been advocating basically for people or diversifying into agriculture. Not my opinion, but still, people believe it's still not working. They're not. Nigeria is not where it should be when it comes to agriculture. So if you were to run this country, how do you intend to fund things?
Okay, I don't know any other nation that runs on their natural resources as we speak. The nations of the world are beginning to focus on what human beings can create for themselves in a society and contribute to the building of that nation. 70% of what is running in the United States of America is from taxes. In the United Kingdom, in China, in several other nations that are doing well, people are being empowered to be able to generate resources for themselves. And when these people become productive enough to be able to earn something, then government get a token from what they are able to earn, and government is able to use this to run their society. But that aside, Nigeria as a nation has a potential to blow hugely. Within the next 10 years, we could actually become one of the countries, we should be one of the growth generators for the global growth generator nation, because you have the population. That is a huge market. How do we run a society that, as we speak now, we do not have major manufacturing companies in Nigeria? This is an aberration. You cannot have a society that cannot produce even as small, as little as toothpick. So, how do we want to generate resources? We need to get to the point where majority of the citizens of this country are engaged. And how do we engage the people? You need to have industries set up in your nation. You don't necessarily need to set up these industries as a government. You need to have a situation where, like I always say, the first thing that I would do as a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is to review every single treaty, every single bilateral deal, multilateral deals that Nigeria has been involved in. And we will look at every one of them page by page and review every single one of them to favor Nigeria, because we cannot continue to be a dumping site for the rest of the world. If we will do business, if we're going to have bilateral, let it be a strategic partnership, a partnership where I gain, you gain, a partnership where my people benefit from the partnership, your people benefit from the partnership. So for us to be able to generate the resources to power the government, we need to get the people to be gainfully employed, productively engaged, and then earning a living for themselves, and then being able to pay a token as a tax. But before getting into that, of course, we have a lot, minerals, a lot of resources in the country. We can, you mentioned agriculture. We have an arable land that is, one of the, most blessed nations in the world. So we will be able to put our resources in generating, pushing our young people to be excited about agriculture. The reason why agriculture is not working in Nigeria, because it is still being seen as a culture, not as a business. So rather than seeing it as an agriculture, we'll begin to look at it as an agribusiness. If you look at it as an agribusiness, it then means that you can have young people setting up their businesses, running agribusiness. When they approach it in that way, you discover that people will be more excited about it.